Hello, good morning, good evening, good night, dear listener. Once again, you have fallen down the trapdoor that was marked end of year. You have rode the surfboard through the time stream and found yourself once again listening to the Old Oil House. Unfortunately, we have no Rob with us tonight. He has been designated far too pretty for the year 2013, so is currently out back being on fire. So with me today, I have assembled a 4-person team to help me look back at the year gone by and to see what sticks. We're going to start with my esteemed co-host, the Hulk Hogan to my Ultimate Warrior.
What you gonna do, brother? It's me, it's Stu, it's Dark Ages. You told me he'd gone next door on a sexy mission. You said nothing about him being on fire.
Oh, sorry, his prettiness will make him regenerate.
Good to know.
So when you see him next, he'll just be 15 times prettier.
He regenerates into a more prettier form every time.
Oh, it's the same form, it's just prettier. There's added special effects and glitter every single time. Every single time. And with him is the lovely Elizabeth Butter to his Macho Man.
God. I'm assuming you mean me.
Yes?
Of course, you was the lovely Mrs. Slick.
Ah, yes, to me it's like, it's Dark Ages. No, it's me. It's me. It's me.
It's DDP.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah.
We have a mutual friend. Did you know that? We do.
Consider me flawed. What?
Yeah. Tim Sullivan, the filmmaker, is a friend of mine. He put Diamond Dallas Page in his film Driftwood.
Yes.
It's a great film.
Yes, it is. See, I actually thought you were going to go down the line of, well, Jilly down the road.
Nope.
She was once arrested for loitering far too close to Diamond Dallas Page.
Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Dallas?
Yeah.
Sorry, Adam. Couldn't resist.
I am horrendously dehydrated from pooping today, so leave me alone.
Oh, you had... Thanks. Wow. In front of others as well. My goodness.
I'm sorry.
Just be more worried about the things that I actually filter out of my brain rather than the things I actually say. And next to her is a newcomer to the podcasting forums. That's you, Becca.
Oh, that's me.
Yes.
Well, there you go. There's an instance of how I'm a newcomer, just staring into space and going, is it me or is it someone else?
Amateurs.
Stop.
And now you introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Becca, aka Metal Doxy, and I'm a geek. There we go. That's my introduction. That's about as far as I can introduce myself.
Fair dues. And then, finally, we have a man that we found clawing at the street. He was there. He looked at me with his full eye. I gave him a bottle of Jim Beam. He followed me home. It's...
I guess it's my turn. I don't know if I followed you home, but I came along. You offered booze, what can I say?
I offered booze and half my kebab.
Hi, it's Alex Milne. Currently drawing up some pages of More Than Meets the Eye while we talk.
Ooh. Which pages and which issue? Just so we can look back at it.
Page 1 of 14. Only because I don't do them in order.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh.
And when my boss listens to us, he's going to be like, what? Page 1? The hell am I paying you for?
What you want to do is, how long have you got to finish the entire issue off?
Let's not go there.
Okay.
Don't make me think on such things, Adam.
Needless to say, I'm going to be working the wee hours of the night, and the next day, and the next day.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, Alex. It's a pleasure to finally have you on one of these shows.
No, it's a pleasure to be here.
So, the entire purpose of what we're doing tonight is just basically you look back at 2012 and just think to yourself, 2012, on a scale of 1 to 10, was it meh, or was it So I think that's probably the best we're going to get. We're not going to get a woo, and we're not going to get a I think we'll get a or a So, to start this off, I'm going to ask a very simple question of you all. Has anyone bought a magazine this year?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
Stu, didn't you get me some Doctor Who stuff or something? Or was that
Yes.
last?
I
Yeah.
got you. I'm trying to think. I got you that Black Sabbath Metal Hammer special.
That's right.
That was one. I bought. Wasn't the Doctor Who magazine with the free Prime Creo this year?
Yes, it was. I'll rephrase the question. Did you buy a magazine for the magazine, or rather than buying a
okay,
magazine
Well, the
for
metal one,
freebies?
yeah, the metal one.
Yeah, I bought the Metal Hammer one because the lovely Mrs. Slick asked me to.
Lovely Mrs. Slick asked you to.
Yeah,
There
I
was
had a
an
flick through.
anniversary issue on Black Sabbath. That's why.
Mm-hmm. That's just one of those things I was thinking about. I haven't bought a magazine at all this year.
They just. This is just me, but I just don't view them as worth the money nowadays because I used to get like the film magazines from work, and it was just like I'd flick through them and go, not interested, not interested, not interested. God, I would have spent £5 on this.
Yeah, and as well with film magazines like Empire, it's just like, oh look, all the blockbusters have 5 stars and none of the other films do.
See, I've never been a one to look at movie reviews. I just sort of go, well, it's doing all right on this one, so it might be all right. But I never
Well,
like
Empire
review
does
depth.
seem to. Empire feels like a lot of times like they're just. Oh, these people are cool. Like, we're gonna kiss their ass.
And then like
Whether their
ironically make
product is
fun of
good or
them
not.
next year.
Yeah, exactly. It's like what? I remember my girlfriend Missy, who lives in Essex. Unfortunately, I'm just kidding. She said how Jonathan Ross, when he, Wassy, when he still had the show, the chat show, that he also had like a film show that he rated. I think might
Yes.
still be on.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I
like
think somebody else
same
does it now,
week-
doesn't he?
Well,
Yeah, I don't think he's
I
involved
don't
with it anymore.
But I remember her saying the same week, like this was a couple years ago, obviously. Like I can't remember who it was, but like he had a guest on his show. I think it was actually Stallone. Now that I think about it, maybe it was Expendables or something. But he had a guest on the show and raved about their latest film, while the same week on his other show he tore it to pieces.
Oh my god.
So I was just like, "Are you
Okay.
kidding me?" He seemed like somebody who would, because he seemed like a proper geek, that he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But clearly
Yeah.
he's become
But
BBC.
it's standard chat show thing. You're not going to go, welcome to my show, Sly Stallone. Well, Sly, your new movie's a sack of shit. Tell me about it.
Defend yourself.
Defend, yes.
All right.
The way you've said that, I've now got the image of Sly Stallone and Jonathan Ross there at 50 paces with a shotgun each.
Shoot him, sir.
Defend
Shoot him.
yourself!
That's
It
yeah,
would
that's
be like
that's
in
a-
Highlander, and he'd be drunk, pissed out of his gourd, trying to defend it.
Shoot him, Wassy! Shoot him!
Yeah.
Shoot him, sir.
And the majority of Americans and other people around the world are going, Wassy? What the hell's a Wassy? It's a small creature that has a very large
small
tongue.
creature.
He's actually quite short. He just wears
No,
very large boots.
He's very tall, and he's attracted to very fake red hair and fake boobs.
I was about to say he is a wild mammal that is often found roaming the streets of London with a red-haired woman. Often appears at movie premieres with an opinion.
Has a large tongue. He likes to work that tongue within the cheeks. Leave that thought for you.
And has trouble with his R's.
Yeah, that too.
Well, most wild beasts do, to be honest.
Mm. Oh,
I just thought it was an interesting way of starting this off. Where I haven't bought a magazine at all this year. I used to buy Empire, used to buy SFX. All these, they've just kind of all gone to the wayside. Mostly, I think it's because I've had the most stable internet connection I've ever had over the last year.
Your internet connection is like something from above. Sure, every time you turn on your router, the angels just go, oh. That's
yeah,
it.
I wish Stu's was the
choking
same.
mine to death, going, bloody
Yeah.
download.
I'll explain to you what my secret is. You're using electricity. I'm using steam and clockwork.
There's a surprise.
Oh, Lord.
I actually have a band of 5 mammals on a big wheel powering everything right now.
5 Wazzy clones.
Yes, 5 Wazzy clones on a wheel, just powering my internet.
Most people don't know what he is, so we can just make up whatever.
That's why the Tesla coil lights my house. So, 2012 has been a strange year full of very many bizarre moments and ups and downs. Some of them within the Transformers community, some of them without. 2012 was also the year of the Avengers.
Yay!
And I think it would be remiss of us to go past this point without saying, yeah, the Avengers happened. Who expected that to be, A, the super blockbuster smash hit that it was, or B, good, or C, actually happen?
Yeah.
Because I never expected Avengers to happen.
No.
Really? Why?
It's such a monumental undertaking. Back when they first announced this is what they were doing, when they did the first Iron Man film and everything. Yeah, we're going to work towards the Avengers. Yeah, the party is just going, no, you're not. This is like
Yeah.
DC in their Justice
That's
League movie.
DC needs to take note of how it's done, really.
Well, that's what they're doing. That's what the 52 reboot is, isn't it? It's, look, our costumes now work on screen.
Yeah, but there's a lot of other issues with that 52, though.
Yeah, we're going to come to the 52.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about that.
Oh, yeah. I don't even read comics and I've got an opinion on the new 52. That tells
Yeah,
you something.
ditto.
Oh, DC. So yeah, the Avengers happened, and not only did it happen, it was a runaway success, and to my mind, probably the best film of the year.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. I mean, granted, I have to give a huge amount of props to the fact that Harry Potter opened the door. Yeah.
Harry Potter?
How did Harry
Potter.
Potter open the door?
Harry Potter was a collection of, how many films was there in the end?
8.
7? 8. 8 films interconnecting that told one giant big story. Without the success of Harry Potter, the Avengers film.
No, I'm going to argue with John
Never.
that because
I don't
Okay.
know about that. I think Avengers was too well established.
Yeah. the Harry
Yeah.
Potter films are not. Let's take 7, X amount of separate movies, which we've just slightly connected by, we're in the same universe, and then put it out as a big film.
Yeah, but it's not like they went, right, we've made one. Now, can we make a sequel now, please? Please, please,
No,
please?
no, Warner Brothers went
It
into
was
that and
always
went,
gonna be.
Yeah, there's always going to be 7, 7 or 8
Yeah.
films because that's how many books there are. But I don't think they went into Avengers as going, right, we're going to, Harry Potter's
suppose-
got away with it, let's do it. They've gone, right, this has worked, so let's use it.
I suppose it has worked in a way because Harry Potter, the films, 8 films, have managed to maintain its core audience's interest as well as pulling in casual viewers, which is what Marvel has achieved as well. So from that kind of perspective, I guess, yeah, Harry Potter did open the door. Because you think like other movies, like say the Friday the 13th movies, who've got like 9 or 10 or 11, have just degenerated into a joke, whereas the Harry Potter films have just stayed consistently good and have stayed consistently pulling in audiences.
Mhm. It doesn't fit because it's all separate movies, if you will. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not Marvel movies. It's not like Marvel movies 1, Iron Man. Marvel movies 2. It's literally Iron Man. Hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna put it with 4, completely separate.
Yeah, completely different tones and everything.
Whereas with Harry Potter, it's literally just, hey, here's 1 through to 7. It doesn't. That's why it never felt. That's why I'm saying it never feels like it, because it's just it's almost like it could have been 7 separate films, not even like connected via Marvel or whatever, and just put together. It almost feels like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh hey, this guy's in this, so that's in that, and
But it's one continuous world build, isn't it? It's, each film adds another layer to that world.
I'm trying to think. I suppose, yeah, because you can watch Iron Man and go, well, there's Coulson, and then you go, all right, there's Coulson in 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's,
Nick
that's something
Fury
else
at the end of
doing.
Captain America,
Yeah.
as well as Tony Stark's dad during the events of Captain America.
Ah, Steampunk Stark. I miss him.
It's similar to Harry Potter. It's just a bigger world than Harry Potter because it's
Mhm.
got more
But
breadth, obviously.
I do
Yeah.
think that the studios wouldn't have gone for it so readily without the success that the Potter films had.
Yeah, I still don't feel it because it's any movie that's sequential. God, even I'm going to say the evil words here. Star Wars.
Well, you think Star Wars was 3 films, and I don't think they knew they were getting the second and third when the first one was made.
No,
did
they
they?
No,
went Back to the Future.
Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, they maybe didn't, but by the time they got to the third, it was like, right, I'm doing prequels. There's going to be 3. Deal with it.
Oh, well, yeah. But that's an entirely different kettle of fish in itself. Let's not go down that track.
No,
Well,
no,
and I
let's
mean,
go down that track.
the whole success too of comic book films just in the last 6 years or so, has been building up to
Mm.
this
Yeah.
as well. I think they've just been getting better and better.
All right, it's because people are starting to look at them less as, oh look, it's a stupid comic book movie, more as, oh, this is actually something we can work with and attempt to do a pretty good job on.
I suppose in that way we could thank Batman Begins maybe, because that was the first like real serious, gritty, dark comic book adaptation, which then did, a huge amount of success, especially riding on the fact that the last two Batman films that people would remember being Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Don't say bad things about Batman and Robin.
Ugh.
I can't say anything because I like Batman Forever, but I'll give you that one.
How can you like Batman Forever? It doesn't even have Arnold in it.
Stuart, you can't argue that by saying, I like Batman and Robin. How can you say you like Batman Forever?
I'm on the
Sorry,
internet.
baby.
I can argue anything however I want.
No.
Because everyone else is stupid and I'm the best. Because I'm on the internet.
Oh my.
Mr. Milne, would
those
you
are
like
the
to...
two movies that introduced the bat cock piece, and it's truly
Bat
horrific.
nipples. The only thing I will not defend is Bat Credit Card, because that's just fucking
Bat credit cards!
Where do they send his bills?
Well, what's worse,
When-
Bat Credit Card or Bat Nipples?
Bat Credit Card?
Yeah, the credit card.
Nipples is
Nipples is
feasible. He's got
defensible.
nipples. He's just put them on his suit.
Yeah, but
Credit
you don't really
card?
need them
Where's he
on
got a
the
credit
suit,
card from?
Do you? How tight is the suit that he has to outline the
Are we saying that Batman sprays his suit on every night before he goes out?
Oh, it's very tight. It's like a tiger.
Either that or it's really, really cold in Metropolis. In Gotham.
Oh, loose point.
Maybe it is called Metropolis. A butterfly flaps its wing in Metropolis, Batsuit gets nipples.
There you go, chaos
Oh, my
theory.
Lord.
Nipple theory. What? Anyhow, I've completely lost where we were going now.
Yay.
Well, you had said that we were on Avengers, really. That's
Yeah.
back to Avengers.
Well, Avengers was the big film of the year. It was the smash blockbuster thing. My question to you is this. Is Avengers the template that should be used for the summer blockbuster from this point on?
Well,
No, I think
Come on.
it's a great idea to think of it as a good template, but at the same time, you got to have things be original.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It might
Whether
be
they're
good-
crap or whether they're good, you have to have originality. There's some level of it.
Pay attention, Michael Bay. Originality.
It's beyond redemption. Forget of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what other films jumped out this year at you then?
I'm sure there was some.
I-
I was gonna
There's
mention.
some answers we could give that would just make Adam's head explode.
Oh,
but-
hey, I know what jumped out at me this year. John
Okay.
Carter. Because it's fucking awful.
Really? I really liked it.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God, it was
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's your opinion. You're welcome to it. It's
Yeah,
just I
yes.
think it was a horrible movie. And that's
Yeah.
all I'm going to say.
Oh,
This-
Adam, you'll appreciate this. As we were watching, we rewatched the first three, or the only Star Wars movies,
Mhm.
yesterday in a row. Watched a lot of them. And while we were watching Return of the Jedi, Stu said, "Oh, by the way, the Emperor there, yeah, he's you know why he wouldn't work in John Carter because he has a proper fucking empire."
Can't have an empire. Can't be an emperor without an empire, no matter what fancy name you give it.
Miss-
Go back to man.
Mr. Milne, have you seen John Carter?
Yes, I have.
What were your feelings on it?
I didn't mind it. It was interesting to watch.
Oh my!
Nice
Everybody's
graphics.
insane but me. Hang on, does that mean I'm the insane one? Maybe
No,
John
no,
Carter
I
isn't
didn't
very
like
good.
it either, Stu. You know that.
Are we the insane ones then? I'm worried.
I'm fine with that. That's cool. Sounds like it's
It's not
think about it.
a great movie or anything good, but it's fun to watch.
I think a lot of the problem with Carter came from the fact that it took so much from the books and never stopped to explain any of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Plus, the books were basically some of the original sci-fi tropes. So by the time it actually
Mhm.
came to making a film, and we'd gotten so used to seeing those sci-fi tropes in other movies,
Hmm.
everything just came off as cliched, even though it was actually the original cliche.
It did. There were parts of it. I will admit there were parts of it that looked quite tired,
Yeah.
but that's exactly the reason for it, which was a shame because I enjoyed John Carter, but 40s pulp.
Yeah.
I will say the cast was pretty good. I don't think anybody did a bad job acting.
Or the way it looked. It's just, it was no story there. There was nothing explained. It was just kind of rambled.
Even Tiny Child that used to be in Spy Kids did a good job.
Yeah.
Junie.
He was in Spy Kids. He was young. I feel
Yes.
really old.
Shush.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. That's lovely.
Speaking.
Wonderful. Beautiful. Anybody else got a film they want to throw out?
Did Prometheus come out this year?
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
Oh God.
Well,
here
that is
goes
another
Adam.
decisive opinion. I liked Prometheus.
You're wrong,
I
and you
liked
should
it.
be burnt with acid.
Oh, okay, then burn me too, 'cause I quite liked it.
I'll burn you with acid as well.
Okay, it wasn't up to the par of the Aliens movies, but in its
No.
own right and setting up the next film, I think it did quite well.
It wasn't up to par to a film. Right. No, I have ranted enough about this film, so I'm
I
going to
have
stay
to
quiet.
say, when we watched it the first time, I thought, oh, this is okay. My opinion on it has changed. I actually think it's quite rubbish. There's a lot of issues with it. But the main thing that made me want to rip my hair off was the simple thing of why did she run in a straight fucking line?
Yes,
No,
yes,
I'm
that
never
was
gonna
stupid.
argue.
That
Job, what
wanted
it's
to
like.
I just
Then
fucking
left.
swerved to the left like a fucking inch, something.
I can explain that one. She was panicking and not thinking clearly. That's
Explain my worst. Don't explain it away.
the,
Don't
my,
make sense, Adam, please. Let me have
my
it.
problem with the film was it made me feel like I was stupid. I spent the best part of 3 weeks pondering the illogic
You
holes in that
get it in
film.
your skin. That's why you were fucking dreaming about that shit. I would assume.
Yes, I was. Because I thought I'd
But-
missed something ridiculously obvious. And then I came to the conclusion, no, I'm not being stupid. It's just a terrible script. It makes no logical sense. For God's sake. I want to find things that created life. I can't create life. Oh no! Let's have sex. Magic penis time. Now you've stopped crying, woman. Woohoo!
Apparently,
God.
surgery on yourself is very simple.
Yeah, especially when the machine is programmed for a man. That was the biggest plot hole that I found.
No, there's a worse part connected to that sequence.
Which
Right?
is,
She stumbles out, she's half naked, covered in blood, right? She's got staples through her, and everyone just goes, alright, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? You want a coffee? We just made a
Do,
bottle.
do, do you want to put spaces? We're going back over to the ship.
See,
Bleed, sweat.
I'll be honest,
I
I have no problem with that idea. I enjoyed it, but God, yeah, I sat there going, wait, shouldn't she be like...
You were flinching. You were flinching in that bit quite a lot, actually. You were like, oh,
Yeah,
God.
It's kind of messed up. It's like, oh, hey,
I
let's
have-
drag this thing out of my uterus.
yeah, I found it very visceral and very hard to watch. I thought the sequence itself was really well done, even if it didn't make
Oh, yeah.
sense.
I did like, oh, balls. Who's the guy?
You
the
like
guy? Why am I
balls?
forgetting his name?
Fassbender?
Playing young Magneto that's in it.
Fassbender.
Michael
Michael
Fassbender.
Fassbender.
Fassbender. Thank you. I couldn't think of his name. He is. How amazing is that guy? Jeez, everything.
Fassbender
Yeah.
is the only reason I have any hope for the Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh, is he in the Assassin's Creed movie?
Yeah, supposedly.
Oh, please.
He'll be in the next X-Men movie as well. Again.
Yeah, that's the only reason I have hopes for those two movies. Because at least I'll get to sit there going, he's awesome!
He's
he
my
dreamy,
man
Stu?
crush. Oh.
No, he will never be dreamy. He will never be my man crush because he's not Jason David Frank.
He's not Jason David Frank.
Ah, Tommy. Sorry, carry on.
Ah, yes.
Oh, I'm scared. now.
Good Lord.
I thought that like Clancy Brown was. Wait a minute. Who's your biggest man crush? I didn't know it was
Man
a bloody
crush is a
Power
Power-
Ranger.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
How can you go with a Power Ranger over the fucking Kurgan?
Have you seen the fucking Dragon Zord?
I don't want to see the Dragon Zord. I want to see the. He's the motherfucking Kurgan. How
Who cares
can you
about
have
that? He's Lex Luthor.
Yes.
Mm.
See, there's something different between me and Clancy. Me and Clancy, we would go for beers and we would chat and we would try and, take over the world. But, I would just hang out with Toppy and with Tommy and it would be awesome. And we'd be
he's
happy and smiley.
Krabs. He's Mr. Krabs. He loves money. I love money. Come on.
That's why he built the second Krusty Krab right next to the first one.
Right. I just realized you can sort of indirectly get the Kurgan in Lego form by getting SpongeBob. Oh, why have I gone down this bloody Lego?
Well, I already have the Kurgan in Lego form. I have the Lex Luthor power suit.
Yeah, I guess technically.
Has to be Lex Luthor voiced by Clancy.
Exactly.
Boom.
Anyway.
So Prometheus, don't worry,
Enough about
Lego's
Batman
coming.
crushes.
No, we're
Lego
moving on
is-
from that. We're moving on.
Lego is coming. Don't worry about that.
Mhm.
Jeez, oh God, Lego's coming. Mr. Milne, I'm assuming you've seen that god-awful stroke of hate that is Prometheus.
Yes. I was very excited to see it at first.
Ouch! I'm. Oh, there's a whiff of disappointment.
To be fair, it was a loaded question.
Hmm.
I was just wondering if
there
anybody else
was
considered
so
the
much-
idea of.
There was so much hype for that movie,
Yeah.
expectations, and
hmm
then there was so many plot holes. But visually, stunning movie.
Completely.
So I can forgive some of it. Other things I can't. But I don't have all-out hatred for it. The only thing that I wish is I was talking to John Paul, and the guy who colors Regen 1.
Oh,
And,
name drop. Oh, I was just talking
For
to
those
the color.
people who are like, who the hell's John Paul? Well, that's John Paul who I'm talking to. And he was telling me about the original script, and I was like, that would have been so much better.
Probably. Before they added the idea of Space Jesus.
Well, just
Actually-
try and track down the original script and read it, and then you'll see like that would have made a much better movie.
That script and those visuals, it would have been much better. It would have been a movie. I think that's kind of my problem. Is Prometheus isn't a movie.
It's a. Come on.
See, that's how I feel about John Carter.
See, if the life would be so boring if we all had the same opinions.
hmm
In this case, I'm right, and I have a stick.
Oh my lord!
Just-
You told Becca that she should be burned with acid for liking it. Where's the
now
love?
we had stick too.
Yeah, nice new guests on the show, and you're like, burn them with acid. Burn them.
That's his
Okay.
fix for everything, though. To be fair.
Let's just go back a little while here. It's like, what happened when I made my first Snowdley appearance on the Random Fandom?
Well, I don't see what that has to do with Becca, but Nicole told you to go to the deep depths of hell or something.
Yes, Nicole did.
Yeah, Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole did. She's not here.
I know. My point is, nothing I can say will ever be as bad as that.
I don't know. I think I'd rather visit hell than do
Hell
surf with
hell
acid.
likely doesn't exist. Acid definitely exists. I think that
So
was
does
a bit.
stick.
Well, just to make Tricky happy, then, if you really want me to come out with something, do you want to know how to make a phoenix?
Oh God, no.
Hell does exist. Hell does exist. It's called
No.
Batman and Robin.
I thought you were gonna say it's in New Jersey. Was what I was.
Why are you gonna do that,
expecting.
man? That's.
It's on the turnpike in New Jersey.
Hell is Batman and Robin, and the devil is Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Oh,
That
come
was
on,
awful.
man! Come on!
And I think
Oh.
Stu's a little less starstruck now. Mm.
I'm. Yeah.
That's what makes the movie for Stu is Mr.
Going to
Freeze
a
and his
happy place.
one-liners.
Happy dance,
His pun.
happy dance. Everybody chill.
Happy.
Go and do the happy dance.
Slick,
Yes.
is there any films that jumped out at you this year?
Paranorman.
Oh,
Ooh.
God, yeah.
Ooh.
Lovely surprise. Not that I wasn't expecting it to be good, but Stu and I watched it fairly recently and was like 10 times better than I expected. Everything
Yeah.
about it was awesome. Great voice acting, lovely animation, wonderful story, funny, sweet, everything that you want in that kind of film. But without being too precious either. You know, it's not like schmaltzy or anything. Yeah. Really, really good.
That's good to hear because I thought the trailer made it look a bit flat, especially with all of the other kind of like paranormal themed sort of CGI fests coming out
Mhm,
this
mhm.
quarter.
Yeah, I could see that with the trailer. It kind of makes it almost like if they wanted to make it seem a little bit more formulaic, if you will, or a little bit tried to make it fit into a niche it didn't fit into, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely its own thing, and it's quite good. So
It's
I
highly
recommend it.
recommended from the Stu Hanslick the films we have seen this year report.
It's not one I've seen actually yet, and it is on my want list.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, you definitely will enjoy it, Adam. Definitely.
One I actually saw this year, which blew me out the water, was Pirates in an Adventure with Scientists.
Yes.
Oh, we just watched that because of you, and we absolutely loved that one as well. I knew there was another animated film that we loved as well.
That probably wins as best animated film of the year for me. That was
It's spectacular.
Is
That
That was my
broke
first
me.
art thing I ever saw too. Yeah.
there are moments of that film which just reduce me to a helpless giggling girl. Just the monkey when he falls and his cards go up in the air.
Yes.
Yeah.
The monkey period, like all the cards, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The entire bathtub sequence for me was just classic.
Oh, that was another one filled with great voice work too. Some really good talent. And
Mm.
any and all opportunities to see the Pirate King.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Blessed, yes.
Yeah. You gotta love the Pirate King.
But yeah, that was the first Aardman production I'd ever seen, and since we watched Curse of the Were-Rabbit as well.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
yes.
good.
That was really good as well. And I did watch The Wrong Trousers on Netflix, since Stu was a bit upset that I watched it without him. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's on Netflix. And then actually, it was strangely enough, a friend of mine did a thing on Draw Something. Like she's a really, really good artist. Like, I don't know if she does it on a tablet or what, but her Draw Something pictures are amazing. And she did one of the penguin in the disguise as a chicken. The Wrong Trousers. I saw that the other day, just glancing. I was like, and I just busted out laughing because I think it was Tricky who said that was his favorite thing in the movie, was just was it
Feathers
Tricky
McGraw.
or was it you two? Yeah, it was just like, he's got a rubber glove on his head, but he looks like a chicken, but he's a penguin.
But everybody thinks he's a chicken because he looks like like he's got a chicken thing on his head. But it's not anywhere close to the dog fight in Were-Rabbit.
Oh, that was quite good as well, yes.
But that's
I
an
love
older
the
movie.
Rock
No, we're talking about this year's movies, not.
Well, it was my first Aardman stuff, so it's all new to me. So
We've never been one for staying on topic. Mr. Milne, have you seen other Paranorman or
No,
Pirates in Adventure with Scientists?
no, I don't get to watch a lot of movies.
No.
Too busy drawing comics.
hmm.
The fans would whip me if I took time out for myself to watch movies.
Can't watch a film. No, must finish drawing.
Are you saying that you're kind of chained to a desk and there's just a man staring at you?
Oh my lord.
Are you actually in the mines from the second Indiana Jones film?
Could be.
I mean, somebody at IDW is actually Mola Ram.
Somebody at IDW has a voodoo doll of me, and when I don't get pages in on time, they stab it, and I feel like shooting.
Kalima.
When he does get it in on time, they feed it biscuits, like, here. have a taste.
And funny enough, that weird liquid, that blood stuff, tastes a lot like licorice.
I like the idea of Mr. John Barber being there, holding a person's heart above them. Draw. Anyway, get that image out of my head. So what film has jumped out for you then this year, Mr. Milne? One that hasn't already been mentioned, preferably.
Oh.
Say Prometheus, I'm just going to go off on one.
No, there have been a few that I have seen that I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed Brave.
I still fancy
Yeah, I
seeing
like
that.
Brave.
I really enjoyed The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was very surprising. I went into that being like, this can't be as good as Avengers. And I'm like, it can't be that good. And I watched it, I'm like, oh my god, it's really good.
That made me fall back in love with
It was-
Spider-Man, actually, because
Also,
Spider-Man was
the act-
always my favorite, and then I kind of lost it with the Raimi stuff over the years, and then I remember why I love Spider-Man again.
For me, the actor who they got to play Spider-Man and Peter Parker looks a lot like the comic book version of Spider-Man drawn by Humberto Ramos. So I was like, that's perfect.
It has to be said, he did do a very good job.
Andrew Garfield, yeah, he's awesome.
It comes to something when the only criticism I can level at a film is how does that hair fit under that mask? Because that really is the only proper criticism I have at that film, which is quite surprising.
I do have one criticism of that film, and I've said this on previous things before. It's that whole thing with the cranes at the end. It feels, and Slick's laughing because she knows what I mean, but it feels very much like the first Raimi film when they're all chucking stuff at the Goblin. The guy's like, "Yeah, we're New York. You fight one of us, you fight all of us." It felt like that again. It felt a bit, God, really? But
I think it worked a lot better in this one because it wasn't as...
it wasn't random dude on the street going, "Yeah, buddy, yeah." It was, "Oh, hey, that guy saved my son."
Yeah.
So it worked a little bit better.
Plus, he gave C. Thomas Howell a job. C. Thomas Howell, who was once famous for Soul Man and doing a film in blackface, basically, which is unfortunate. And balls. Oh crap! I can't think of the name of the damn movie he did that was really good.
I thought it was called Oh Balls.
No, it was set in the 50s, and for the life of me, none of you will know what the hell I'm on about either, unfortunately. But he was played like a greaser kid from the wrong side of the track. The Outsiders. I couldn't think of it. Shit. And he's in that with like Patrick Swayze and Ralph Macchio and Tom Cruise and Rob Lowe, and it's actually a really good film. And he kind of had like he was supposed to be like the next big thing in the late 80s, and then he kind of disappeared. And so I was like, oh my God, it's C. Thomas Howell, and everybody's like, who? I'm like, shit, yeah. But it was nice to see him again.
I'm trying to think, did we go to see that one together, Slick, or not?
Spider-Man?
Yeah, because I know we saw Avengers twice.
No, we just saw Avengers. Spider-Man wasn't on. It didn't come out until like 2 months after I was over there.
Couldn't for the life of me remember.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Spider-Man, I think that's a good way of moving ourselves off to a new topic. So, I'm sorry. So, 2012 has been a bloody weird year for comics.
To say the least.
It has been a weird year. It has also been the year where DC's New 52 has really been DC's New 52. There isn't a better way I can put it. Anybody understand what the hell's going on with the DC's 52?
Well, there's stuff, and then there's Batman, and then Wonder Woman and Superman, and they're having shenanigans, and Batman, and I don't fucking know.
And somebody who was paralyzed isn't anymore, and a lot of people don't like that.
Me being one of them. I really don't. I enjoyed Oracle as a character.
Yep.
I thought there were better Batgirls out there.
The inner 90s geek in me is upset that Oracle never happened. So very upset. Because it also means it wiped out the brilliant Nightwing Oracle storyline, where he takes a flying around the city.
Oh, no.
That was really nice. I liked that.
You sound like you're going to cry, Adam.
No, I'm not going to cry. There isn't a Pixar movie playing anywhere, so that's fine.
What?
It's fine. Got me last night. Just turned on the TV at work and the intro to Up was playing.
I know, I saw you tweet that. You were like, oh God, no, the intro to Up.
Oh, not again. I'm not strong enough.
I was so happy. And then she went...
Every time. Every goddamn time. So yeah, the New 52 took place, and some things got cancelled. Some people were very outspoken about it. My fault! And...
Your favorite guy in comics.
Yay!
He can come back and complain about DC stuff when he learns how to draw feet.
I learned how to spell tweets correctly. Anyway,
boom!
Hate that man so much. Anyhow, yeah, the New 52 took place. Some books were cancelled and replaced with others. Some have carried on quite nicely. I myself have found that I'm only really buying the Vertigo stuff now. The Dial H, Swamp Thing, Animal Man, Justice League Dark actually is still pretty good. Aquaman, it's the year where the Aquaman comics started doing absolutely ridiculous numbers, which is surprising to say the least. If you'd said a year and a half, 2 years ago that Aquaman would be outselling Green Lantern, I would have slapped you and called you a silly person.
Well, in the last few years, he has become the pop cultural whipping boy, shall we say. Everybody mocks Aquaman because he talks to fish, and that's what he does.
I miss Aquaman talking to the fish. I have got, in the Aquaman Classics, Volume 2, the wonderful little story where he opens a fish hospital and there's a little octopus with a nurse's outfit.
Oh, my lord.
It's brilliant. Love that stuff.
Brilliant or sad?
It's
don't know.
brilliant. It's goofy and it's lovely, and I love it. It's a much more innocent time. It's just strange to me how the DC 52 was going to be this line in the sand, everything gets rebooted. And they've done 2 soft reboots since then. And then there's stuff that's, oh no, this actually happened, and this happened too. And this, Batman's been really busy in 5 years.
Yeah, that's part of the problem I had with it, just from hearing people, is what does exist, what doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's really kind of bugged me.
And I've always been a firm believer in the saying that nothing that comes after an existing work can water down the existing work unless it's Dark Knight Strikes Again. Unfortunately, DC's 52 it's kind of soured a lot of the old Batman books for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's just all these wonderful things that I used to love, and it's like, well, actually, all this happened in the space of 2 days. According to the New 52, the entire Nightfall, Night's End, Night Quest stuff took place over a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so John Paul took the mantle, went mental.
Well, no,
in
this
the
is the
space
fun
of a
thing.
week.
Jean-Paul Valet never actually happened. So, who the hell took over? It is an absolute mess. I mean, DC continuity has always been a bit of a joke, but this is ridiculous now.
Yeah. You just,
This is pretty much why I just stick to Golden Age and Silver Age and DC. I gave up around about Infinite Crisis, and I haven't looked at anything since.
the DC always seems very ready to just go, oh, fuck it, start again.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
doing what Marvel
That's
does.
what I don't
going,
like. I don't want to put like 5 years of emotional investment into a character only to then discover that character either never existed or did things differently or had a completely different origin story. I just thought, I'm not going to spend money on this knowing that 2 years down the line, none of it matters.
Yeah, it'll not matter. It's like Marvel neatly progresses stuff along. Tony Stark didn't get injured in Vietnam now. He got injured in Afghanistan. And that's just them just subtly going, all right, we'll just move this up a little bit. It's not them sitting there going,
the original. They stuck with basically the original origin story, but updated it.
Yeah. And I don't even think they made a big hoo-ha of it. They weren't like, oh my god, look at the new origin. It's just literally in the Extremist story, they've got an interview with him and he goes, oh yeah, you were injured in Afghanistan where you were overseeing the use of your minds. And that's it.
Yeah.
There's no big fucking thing about it. There's no fanfare. There's no, look, we relaunched Iron Man. It's just, no, look, we just updated it a bit.
Yeah,
20 years ago instead of 40 or whatever.
Yeah, I've always been a huge DC fan, and then with the build-up to the Avengers and the Avengers itself being so amazing, I'm actually this year 2013, looking at getting into Marvel comics, because the more I read about them and hear about them from other people, they just seem to have so much more confidence in their intellectual properties. Just like DC are like, oh my god, we might not be cool anymore. Quick, have a gay wedding, have this, have that, just everything. And Marvel's just like, 2 people are getting married, big deal.
Yeah, you know what it honestly feels like? Because this comes under the Green Lantern stuff. It was like, right, we've got a new Green Lantern, and he's going to be a Muslim. And it's like everybody's all of a sudden like, oh, right, so they're making a Muslim one. But to me, it felt they were just like going, look, we're all about equality at DC. We've got a Green Lantern who's gay, we've got an alien, and we've got a Muslim. And he's
I'm
black
not racist,
as well.
my best friend is black, and I'm not homophobic because I've got a homosexual.
He's disabled, homosexual, Muslim, Jewish, in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And he's got no arms. we're balanced. We are. Please.
DC has become like that little kid in the playground who just jumps up and down and saying, look at me. And Marvel is like the cool kid sitting in the corner, not doing anything, and everyone is just flocking to them anyway.
What are you doing, DC?
If you have to point out how on how PC you are, you just come
Yeah,
off
you're
like a
doing it
bit of a
right.
twat. Yeah, it's just like, hey, look at us, we're awesome.
I think you make a good
No.
point. It does seem that DC a lot this year has been doing a lot of flag waving to try and
Yeah.
get attention to come back to them.
Look at
And-
us, we're doing a new 52, and look, we've got a mainline character who's gay. All right, it's a Green Lantern that nobody really cares about, but he's still gay, and now we've got this one, and please look at us.
They don't seem to understand that they have a legion of fans who are willing to work with them if they would stop just making every single character arc some kind of publicity stunt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not to say that DC has done nothing but terrible this year. There's been a lot of good stuff come out of it. The Night of the Owls, Court of the Owls stuff has been fantastic.
Yeah, good stuff.
Dial H has hit the
you-
hammer every single issue. Animal Man and Swamp Thing have been constantly fantastic. I mean, Frankenstein, the Agent of Shade, though very, very goofy, has been hilarious fun.
Not wrong with a big goof every so often.
Yeah.
I think something that highlights DC and how they're going about business at the moment is, right, Gail Simone has now been fired from Batgirl. We'll email her. Oh, God,
Yeah.
Oh
everybody
wait,
hates
but
her.
then 2 days later, she's back on. Yay!
It was a bit longer, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that was just like,
It's
really, DC?
It has been a massive shame, in all honesty, because I've gone from being a flag-waving, card-carrying DC fanboy to just sort of look at them and just put my head in my hands every now and again and just, oh, really?
And I want them to do good. Competition is a great thing.
Yeah.
Look back at when WCW got bought by Vince. WWE started dropping off because he couldn't be asked.
Yeah.
There was no week-to-week competition. There's no, oh crap, I've got to beat Ted Turner. There's just, well, I've won. La 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 la. What do I do now? Well, it don't matter. Everybody's going to watch me anyway. I'm the only show in town. Yeah, and maybe it's picked up a little bit since TNA, but I don't think he's ever going to go back to them heady days of challenge.
No.
But that's what it feels like, almost like Marvel could just sit there going, Fear itself. We didn't do a great summer crossover, but nobody gives a shit because we didn't do a new 52.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is weird. I mean, this has been the year of Marvel, 100%. They've
Definitely.
managed to pull thing after thing after thing after thing. I mean, seriously, Dan Slott's Spider-Man has been the best Spider-Man I have read in, what,
Well, yeah.
20 years, 15 years?
I don't think it was from this year, but I bought and read Spider Island this year.
hmm
I was just blown away at how good that was.
I think that finished this year, didn't it? Or was it last summer? I can't remember now.
But I was just amazed by how it was such good storytelling. This is a great this Spider-Man's awesome. And it kind of aggrieves me that people are now like wanting to burn Dan Slott at a giant web-shaped cross. Honestly, that is the best way I could put it.
Is this because of Spider-Man 700? I've heard things.
Oh,
about
we're not going to talk about that.
We're not going to
Oh,
spoilers,
okay.
but
No, not
needless to
ruin.
say, people are grumbling at Dan Slott for something which, let's face it, will probably last X amount of months and then go back.
I'm just going to do something I haven't done in a while. I'm going to issue a call to reason. People of the internet, if you feel the need to send Dan Slott a death threat because of a comic you've read, I want you to go outside. I want you to breathe some fresh air. I want you to go and talk to another person and just experience the world around. Put your hands on the ground, feel grass. Because you really need to reevaluate something.
Yeah.
Go on a
And
swing.
if none of that helps, then just drink some bleach or something. Or please shut the hell up.
I'm really upset at the fact that Dan Slott's Twitter profile basically reads, please do not send attacking or insulting tweets at me. You will be blocked and deleted. That shouldn't be something somebody has to put on their profile.
No.
It should read, hi, I'm Dan Slott. I write Spider-Man. I really like my job. Or, I'm a comic book writer. I hope you enjoy my work. No, we have to don't put offensive stuff on there because you'll get blocked. Because people are flipping out.
I know it's a vocal minority, but it is amazing just hearing these stories from like every fandom I'm a part of, just how vicious some people can be about what they perceive to be their fandom.
Mm-hmm. It's funny actually. This was on a tweet I saw earlier today from British wrestler Will Regal.
All right.
He just put Happy New Year to everybody, apart from the trolls, the keyboard warriors, the grammar Nazis, and that's what it feels like. It feels like the keyboard warriors are going after Slot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
They
think a
found
lot
it.
of professionals might feel like that recently, especially with things like the internet making communication between creators and fans far more easy than it was before.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Milne?
You read, like, when you follow people, like,
Yep.
I'm amazed sometimes, like, just the level of stupidity that Simon Pegg, because Simon Pegg will call people out, not specifically and not in a nasty way, but he'll just be like, it's called irony, people, or it's called sarcasm. You know,
Or
just
just
forget.
don't be a
I
dick.
can't even imagine the level of stupidity that I have to deal with. You know, my friend Harmony actually she created Simon Pegg's website. Like, he liked it so much he made it his official site. She just created a fan site. This was like 8 years ago.
Aw.
And so they're friends, and, like, you know, she's become friends with him through that and everything, and they've hung out. And she tweeted on December 8th, R.I.P. John Lennon, right? Because it was the anniversary of his death.
Yeah.
Well, she starts, and Simon Pegg retweeted that, and then she starts getting all these things like, you do know he died like a long time ago, or who's John Lennon, or when did it, like, all these incredibly thick responses.
Oh my
And
god.
it was just like, and she got a taste of what famous people have to deal with, and I can't even imagine.
No, was it the
Kudos to any of them that stay on these, you know, social sites and don't issue
Yeah.
warnings themselves, you
Yeah,
know?
I think
Or just aren't constantly telling people to fuck off. It's amazing.
it's very evident that why some people have people who run their Twitters for them.
It is. I mean, was it this year that they reissued Titanic at the cinema in 3D?
Yes.
Because I do remember there was a slew of tweets that were like, "Oh, Titanic! Wait, it was based on a real thing," and I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm pretty sure there's some
Yeah.
based on real events."
Apparently there was
Yeah.
a lot of young people that didn't know it was based on that.
Yeah.
You wonder if they're trolling or if they're stupid.
When you have to actually sit and look at like 1,000 tweets asking if the Titanic's real, and you can't tell the difference between trolling and actual people not realizing something's gone horribly wrong somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
The internet it is a wonderful place.
It's hell and heaven. It's heaven and hell all in one, really. You know. So it's but but to get death threats over a comic.
Yeah.
That's,
You know, I've been a geek my entire life, and I'm very passionate about the stuff I love. But I'm not going to issue death threats to somebody because they've done a shitty remake of my favorite movie or something. I mean, come on.
yeah, I mean, it's like the novel Misery, isn't it? You can just picture every single fan as
God,
the
yes.
Dan
biggest
Slott, you
fan.
dirty bird.
Yeah.
I just
Reminded-
wondered. I just wondered, when did the entire comic book community turn into the Transformers community for the movies?
Does the
Pretty
bad
much.
elements of our community suddenly spread out to everywhere? We're Transformers like the larval stage.
Oh my God! You raped my childhood.
Michael Bay raped my childhood is now turned into Dan Slott
You
raped my
should die.
childhood.
I'm going to kill you because you raped my childhood. It's like, what?
It's so unbelievably stupid.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. I mean, I know that we have a tendency on this show to really bang a hammer over something that grinds your gears.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll
But-
put my hands up to it. I've done it before. I've
Yeah.
sat there and ranted and raved about something
But
because I've not liked it. But
but-
I'm never at the point where I'm like, I'm gonna go find his house and I'm gonna like shit on his front doorstep.
Or to even
Go
just
on
say
Twitter.
something to them about it. Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
going to, like, go to that level. It's horrifying.
No.
Go, it's it's not my taste.
That's because there was somebody who'd started up a petition about Thundercracker.
No, that needed called out, dude. That needed called out.
I
Yes, he
still
did.
can't work out if it was just the world's biggest prank or it was actually real.
What was this? Is it racist or was it the dude who was complaining about his bot concert not being worth
The
as much?
dude.
Oh God, there's two of them, isn't there? Yeah.
There's two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I was
dude-
talking
the
about
dude, I
both.
think, was
I
the
know
joke.
that
The other
yeah.
one sadly was not.
yeah.
Because
Dear
nothing
me.
says racism to me like a blue fighter jet.
I'm sorry, I have just created a detective series in my head. I'm not going to go into it right now.
Okay.
Does it have the word cracker in the title?
It does. It does.
I thought there was already a detective series called Cracker.
It's not. I was thinking it.
Not Robbie Coltrane, it's somebody else.
I've just come up with a detective series called Sam Cracker.
Okay.
Right? And he goes off, and he's the only white guy in Detroit that goes into the hood, because no one will touch him, because he's the cracker.
Oh, God.
Anyhow.
Drawn by
Moving.
Rob Liefeld. It's
Right.
sure to be pure awesome and extreme.
Just
The proportions.
I've just vomited my own eyes out. That would be the worst thing that ever happened to me. An idea of mine ended up being a Rob Liefeld comic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
good
God.
news, bad
Like,
news, Adam.
hey Adam, guess what? We want to make a comic out of your idea. And Adam, you picture him like when in the anime when the eyes get really huge and the kids are just all eyes and smile, and then it goes, and it's gonna be drawn by Rob Liefeld, and then it just like completely dissolves into like sad face.
Just the sound of my heart shattering.
Yeah.
All of the fight scenes from Kill Bill.
Yeah, Rob just walks in the door. It's whoop 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 whoop,
Anyhow,
and there's just this black and white flashback of every '90s comic that Adam read with Liefeld drawing.
And then Adam falls asleep.
Hey, I still like his his X-Force.
yeah, his X-Force stuff was still pretty good. It holds up quite nicely. It's everything that when he added Superstar to his name, that's when it all goes horribly wrong.
He honestly did that.
Well, no, but he
Oh.
classified himself as being comic superstar Rob Liefeld.
Like Pat and the Transman Lee. I'm not even going into that.
I can't hate Pat Lee because of the idea of G2 Pat Lee. That this amuses. this idea has kept me chuckling for quite some time now. Anyhow, moving on. So, it's going to be a bit weird to go into this one, because I didn't think this one through at all. It's also been a year of good IDW comics.
Oh my.
So,
I'm just going to get the obvious joke out the way. They're all really good, but I don't know about the art.
Yeah, I felt the arch and more than meets the eye is...
I don't know what he's doing. There we go,
Kind of
joke's out
bland.
the way.
Apparently, according to some other site, there's a guy on there who doesn't like Nick Roach, and they call him one of the worst hacks in there.
Oh.
And then they compare me, who was imitating his style, as an even worse hack. And I was like, well, okay, cool.
You're not going to please everybody all the time. There are... Nick Stahl's always
It's
been
just
very...
too bad that person couldn't actually voice their opinion on the other boards. They had to go to a sideboard to say what they really like and be more political on IDW's board.
Keyboard warriors.
They are wonderful creations. Let's give
I
them to
may
an
or may not have had pictures from More Than Meets the Eye as my wallpaper on my computer this year. I'm just gonna say that.
I'm just going to quickly
I'm gonna
check.
put little Nick's drawings because nobody likes my stuff. So
Oh, lies. All lies.
I actually still have a picture I have been given from you as my desktop at this point in time, so there we go.
Aha.
Hello, Scrounge. I'm waving at you. Yeah, but,
who doesn't love Scrounge?
right-minded
Turns
people love
into a
Scrounge.
wheel.
Right-minded people love Scrounge.
And he has a hand like nobody else, like no others. It's unique.
Sorry, I'm just sitting here smiling at Scrounge now. Scrounge.
Scrounge, he loves Scrounge. Scrounge is his new love. He's just like, Scrounge.
What do you mean, you love? I've been banging away at this anvil for quite some time now.
Uh-huh.
I love Scrounge. Scrounge is amazing.
Really? Oh, I don't recall any sort of campaign. Not at all. I mean,
If I cared enough, I'd do it again this year. Which means I'll probably do it again this year.
exactly.
When he gets Scrounge into the BotCon Hall of Fame one way or another. Even if I have to stop.
Cold now.
Even if I have to kidnap Pete Sinclair and hold him hostage. Can't be that difficult.
Well, I reckon you'll get a few
Remember if
people
you
that might
want.
volunteer to help you.
So yes, IDW. They've really been pushing it out the gate this year. We've got the Ghostbusters license, and that has been a continuously great comic. We've had the Turtles comic, which has been superb.
I still need to get caught up with that, but from what I've read, I've really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's been good constantly throughout. And then, of course, there's been those Transformers comics. But we'll get to them eventually. It's not like we're a Transformers podcast or anything. It's just the gateway
Oh
drug.
God, that's right. I totally forgot.
Sorry, so do we. So yeah, it's been a weird one for licensed comics this year, I think. More so with the recent news of Disney getting the license to do the Star Wars comics again. Also not Disney, Marvel.
Yeah. But
So
then
that's-
that was one of those that was probably going to happen in
Well,
some
yeah,
point anyway, because they have a comic company. Why license it out to somebody else?
which also brings up the question: what else has Dark Horse got nowadays? They're still doing Hellboy, and I believe they're doing Buffy.
Which is weird because Angel's on IDW, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Bit of a weird one.
So, to get this going then, IDW last year. We'll start with Mr. Milne. Go.
Great. What can I say?
I just felt like putting you on the spot there for a second.
No pressure.
And my answer will always be the PR one. I think I have a statement here. On purpose.
I have a prepared statement for this comment.
Great. Buy it all. Support IDW.
I like how your voice tailed off towards the end there. Support IDW. There's a man with a gun.
They are feeding us, and I am enjoying my time here at IDW.
I have not been harmed at all in any way, shape, or form.
I believe Colorado is the Pelican State. I believe Colorado is the Pelican State. Nah, I'm the only one who's watched Fletch lives then. Oh well.
I got a bomb strapped to my toilet.
Are you too old for this shit? Is that what the deal is?
Although I do like the idea of someone breaking into your house and finding you. What's wrong? Nothing. Taking a shit. Anyhow, so yeah, the Transformers license has really hit it this year. And not to be blowing smoke up any certain member of this panel's ass in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, thanks, Adam.
No, you're welcome, Stu. Because
I put a lot of hard work into reading those. A lot of hard work.
I hear that you've actually read them with your own eyes as well.
Yeah, that was possibly the hardest part of the entire comic thing for me this year was using my own eyes.
Yes, yeah. I have heard such rumours about this. So I mean, both R&D and More Than Meets the Eye have been systematically really, really good comics, and I find it very strange to be saying two comics that have stayed on my pull list throughout the entire year and I haven't missed a single issue of are the two Transformers comics, which is a really, really weird one to say. I haven't done that since Simon Furman's days, way back in 1980. I'm old.
Oh, there's probably
1980.
two reasons for that, right? Those two reasons are John Barber and James Roberts.
Well, there's good editing, good colouring going on as well in those. The lettering is spot on.
Pencils, brah.
I can't think of any other reasons
Neither
to.
See, I said I'd done the joke, but I'm going to go back to it anyway. Pencils, brah. Brah.
Unfortunately, it's too easy a one to make. But no, both of them, they've really forged a path for what the Transformers comics license can do, and they're both so unlike anything that we've been getting of late. It's mind-blowing, to be honest with you. You go back to how the ongoing was going, and don't worry, Mr. Mill, I'm not going to get you to answer any questions about any of that, or the All Hell Megatron before that, or how the Shun series came to an end, and all the way through. And I think that this is the point where IDW's really hit the stride of what Transformers comics can be, and that is, they don't have to be giant robots in space. They can be people, characters on adventures or having experiences.
Yeah, they
It
just
doesn't-
happen to be robots.
The fact that the robots doesn't need to be the singular driving force.
Well, isn't that what makes a good comic? Their characters first.
Draw your attention back to the ongoing. Anyhow,
Hey, wait. Issue 22 and 23 were part of the ongoing, technically. So, can't alter
yes, they
that.
were. Oh no. I think we just need to move away from the Transformers. I've said my part. Anybody else buying the Transformers
Yeah.
comics?
I'll be getting mine digitally. It's the one thing I wanted to say was, I think it shows very much that these comics are getting acclaim from comic sites, not because they are Transformers comics, and they go, no, these are really good Transformers comics. People are going, these are very good comics. You know, that's... I think, maybe you already said it, but I felt the need to say it anyway, because I'm awesome.
No, you're absolutely right there. The fact is that we're not reading something you can classify, that's really good for a Transformers comic. It's something you can say, this is really good as a comic. And honestly...
So if these comics then bridge that, like, it's not just... It's no longer a sort of niche thing in that the appeal has crossed lines that it didn't before, like with previous incarnations of Transformers comics.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, so it's branched out a bit more. It has it's got a broader audience than it has in the past.
I would have thought there was there is a broader audience base, I would have said, rather than a broader audience. It's not just Transformers fans that are reading these now.
Those two statements, though?
There's a larger jumping off point for people. Yeah, there's a larger group of people who will flock to it to begin with. Flock to it because it's a comic, rather than somebody will come to it later. They go, I remember Transformers. Woo! Yeah. Yeah, it's the way it's steamrolled over the last year. A lot of people have come on board. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of people who have been buying the comic purely because of how good the reviews have been and how good people have been saying that they are.
That's what I mean. So I mean, it's sort of across the board. It's not just Transformers fans coming to it. That's what I mean.
It's better than the heady days of 2 years ago where you go to the comic shop and the guy says, I've got your ongoing 12 in. Don't make me buy it. Anyhow.
Yeah. Why do you think I stopped reading
it? No,
it?
Tommy. No, don't make me. You've kept it specially, haven't you? I hate you, Tommy.
Yeah, and you feel guilty when he goes, oh, I've got your comic. You're like, I better pick that up.
You know what's funny is, speaking of Tommy, that's the one good thing about 52, wasn't it? Didn't you say that, Adam, that 52 was wasn't Tommy the comic book shop guy, so to speak?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Like 52 basically kept him in business this year?
Yeah, pretty much. The new 52 brought in enough new people buying stuff on a weekly basis that it stopped him shutting up the only comic shop for, 40 miles?
Yeah, go to Newcastle for comics.
Yeah, 40 miles to Newcastle. I think the next one's up in Scotland, and that's going to be...
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
It's 90 minutes from Scotland to begin with.
Yeah,
Tommy is the only place.
Yeah, 40 miles in one direction, 60 miles in the other. So it's quite nice to know that the DC's 52 has managed to keep my local comic shop in business. This makes me happy.
Actually, you know what? I feel I should say one thing about DC New 52.
Mm-hmm.
Something which really I did not like. I really don't like the new look of Harley Quinn. There we go, said it. It's out there.
No.
Also, you don't like the new logo, which I don't like either.
It just seems a bit silly. It just looks like a C that's under a wrapper. Like, it's like, hey, open up your new pack of C.
It looks like you're opening a CD almost. Remember those things?
Come on, Dave, you're showing your age.
I vaguely remember CDs. Weren't they something like VHSs?
What's a VHS?
It was like a Betamax, but not as good.
But the new 52 gave us Batman.
Oh God, I looked at Becca's profile earlier on Skype, and she was born like a month before I graduated high school. I just feel like such an old fart. It's like, oh fuck.
Oh, sorry.
Hang on,
no, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You were born when you were.
But Slick, you're my old fat, and that's all that matters.
What was that?
I'm saying you're my old fat, and that's all that matters.
Oh. Gee, thanks, baby.
And they say romance is dead.
He's dead, yes.
Nope,
exactly.
it's just shot in the leg and hobbling a lot.
Sorry, what were you saying there, Mr. Milne, about the 52?
Gave us Batman. That awesome Batman series.
Which one do you speak of?
Batman.
Oh, just Batman itself. Actually, yeah, that has been fairly decent for the most part. Fascinated to know where they're going at the moment with the Joker. Fascinated.
Well, from what I'm hearing, yeah, that's
the whole
that's
scene
some twisted stuff.
where he's listening to the tape with Alfred.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, so good. But also, Alfred, no.
Yes. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think the guy's name, the writer. It's not coming to us at all. Snyder. Yeah, Snyder's proved himself to be a guy who really knows the ins and outs of how to make a modern Batman completely. And of course, there's the little throwaway insert in one of the issues where you just have Harley and the Joker talking in a little factory bit, and it's one of the creepiest, nastiest things I think I've ever read in a Batman
Yeah,
comic.
totally dropping names on other podcasts here. Didn't JD read that out on Fanboy Versus?
Yes,
Yep.
Yeah, that was horribly creepy.
yeah, it's beautiful.
So it was just a little exchange between Harley and the Joker.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Which mostly seemed to revolve around from what I remember of removing faces.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
If I do this, Mr. J, will you find me beautiful? Oh, Harley, whoever said I found you beautiful? Just, yeah. Get him away, get him away, get him away.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to joke.
Don't choke, Adam.
So
That means I would have to do all the work.
to draw this to a close then, I think we're finally going to talk about some toys.
Yeah.
Lego! Sorry.
Well, I wanted to raise an interesting point here.
Mhm.
For those of us who do collect Transformers,
Mhm.
have you found yourself dropping off this year a bit,
Completely.
to put it politely? Yeah.
No, I've gone up.
Oh, my lord!
Good grief.
Yeah. The year I lose my job as well, and my expenditure goes up rather than down.
Well, what is it you've been buying?
Just the Prime line. Like everything from Legends to, well, okay, not Voyagers because I can't find any of them around here, but I've bought Legends, Cyberverse, and Deluxe. I think I've pretty much got the full set now.
Well, if you want Prime or Megatron, there's plenty of them clogging up shelves around here.
Yeah, I counted in my local Toys R Us. We have 32 Megatrons.
Yeah!
Bloody hell.
Yeah, seriously, it was ridiculous. And they're all still at retail price last time I checked.
Ugh,
Jeez.
32, like. That's a shame, because I like that figure.
And then one Starscream, which I picked up and ran away with, cackling like an evil
Oh.
genius.
I want to Starscream.
Deluxe
It is
Starscream
a
or
little
Voyager Starscream?
Sorry?
Deluxe or Voyager?
Lots of-
Voyager, and I've got the first edition as well, but I actually prefer the Voyager
Just-
Starscream.
Greedy.
I have both. Also, they're awesome.
They are awesome.
But,
Sorry, Stu.
but the question is, do you have any of the Arms Micron stuff?
I don't, simply because it's just too expensive. I really want to get the Arms Micron Jet Vehicle just to have a different
Oh.
style of the Prid vehicle. I think it's one of the best molds ever made. But at the moment, just with everything, it's too expensive, but they do look amazing.
I have 3 Arms Micron.
Ooh, what do you have?
I have Knockout,
Mhm.
I have Arachnid, and I have Breakdown.
So Knockout comes with a little scorpion dude?
I think so. I haven't put that guy
Knockout's the
together
little crab dude that turns into the staff.
That's right.
Mhm.
Can't remember what Breakdowns is now.
Breakdown comes with the Rhino that turns into the hammer.
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh.
Like.
And it's Breakdown as well. And Arachnid comes with a... Is that the Scorpion? I can't remember.
It's a spider.
Nah, I didn't pay too much attention to it because the figure looks awful.
She is crap. She's one of the crappiest toys I own, in my opinion.
I will never be able to get any worse because I have Supreme Cheeto.
And yet you still won't let me set fire to it.
I might do this year. This year might be your lucky year.
You can't tease me like that. I'll strap fireworks to it and everything. I'll give it a proper send-off. Just let me destroy that thing.
I have
Maybe
a broken one you can set fire to.
No,
So you get a practice run. Maybe before I take my trip.
oh man.
That could be your going away present.
Oh, I love you, Stu. Let him be destroyed. Oh.
But what my main point was when I was going through this was I feel like in the UK we've been throttled again.
Completely.
When Dark of the Moon came out, it's everywhere I go I see Wave 1 and at a push
Yeah.
Wave 2. I think I may have seen Hot Shot once.
Hotshot.
And
Oh,
that's-
we've had several hot shots down here. I don't know if Wiltshire is just getting better distribution or what, because I've seen quite a few figures down here that I didn't expect to see. In fact, the only Prime figure from the deluxe Cyberverse or Cyberverse Commander range that I've not seen on the shelf is Viacon. Everyone else I've seen.
Yeah, because that highlights my point as well. Viacon. I just feel like ranting again. The idea that Hasbro aren't sitting there going, shit, stick 2 of these in every bloody box. But it's just like, I'm not seeing any of these in our area. Me and Adam in Carlisle, we've basically got a Toys R Us, a Toy Master, Argos, and Wilkinson's that do toys. Sort of mainline current toys.
Oh my god.
Toys R Us is jam-packed with Wave 1 of every scale. I think we've maybe had the beginnings of Wave 2 in Cyberverse Lead, like Cyberverse Commander class.
Yeah, we've had Wave 2 in Cyberverse, but we've never had Wave 2. The deluxes turn up in there.
I think where I am, I'm particularly lucky because Toys R Us kind of sucks for Transformers, but is great for everything else. But we have the largest Asda in the United Kingdom, and we have like one of the 3rd largest Tesco's, and they just seem to get everything.
See, we do have the biggest stores.
Going to Asda to buy toys.
I've forgotten about that. We do have the biggest stores, but being a person without a car, it's attractive for me to get out there. Toys R Us isn't so bad because I literally get on a bus from my house, which drops me off down there.
Our Toys R Us is down the M4, so it's actually easier for me to go to Asda or Tesco.
We did have a Tesco in town that sold toys, but they decided to refurbish it into a large convenience store, which is now utterly useless.
Yeah, not at all convenient.
No, not for the majority of stuff that I'm after. But yeah, it's like Tesco's, what I've seen, Cup and Rumble. And I think that's been the most advanced wave we've had.
Oh my god.
Better than where I am.
What?
Really?
Any of the Toys R Us's up here are not getting any new waves in until they get rid of all the Bumblebees on the shelf.
Oh, sorry.
So, yeah.
America has had the first editions reissued, haven't they? Because I know that one of my friends found just a first edition Bulkhead sat on a shelf somewhere in a Tesco, in a Toys R Us.
Yeah, they've been
added to
the...
Anybody wants first edition, pick up the Bulkhead.
That toy I really want to.
Like, I have the RID one, and I just look at it and I'm like, it's not as good as the first edition one.
Well, if the lovely Mrs. Slick checks the list that she keeps me, he's on there.
I was going to say, I have Stu's toy list on my phone. And the first thing says first edition Prime Bulkhead, and then parenthetically it says true. So the only thing is, like, as big as Tampa is, it's like the closest Toys R Us is still a trek, and it's like, I hate that. I wish there was one in Tampa proper. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, the first edition Prime, Optimus Prime, is really good.
Oh yes, it was. Yeah,
he's going to hate me for saying this, but I fully love taunting King Grimmy because he traded his to me, and he's just like, oh, I really wish I had that bug. I just said there going, never, he's mine, I tell you.
Why did he trade it?
I don't know. He just decided he wanted to trade it, so I took him up on the offer.
The RID one would be better?
I don't know. I don't even think he knows at this point. He just went, oh, I want to trade it. Oh, I wish I hadn't. Oh, I'll have a sad.
How's it been I'll start that again. How has the distribution been in America, Slick? Around your area? Have you noticed much?
As far as Transformers go, like, all I see, like, most of the toys I see are at, like, Target and Walmart, because, like I said, Toys R Us isn't exactly... But it seems like it's just a lot. Like, I know for the longest time it was it Generations, Stu? Was that the line that... It was, like, literally all I saw was Wheeljack, Bumblebee, and there was one other one. It was the same 3 everywhere. Cliffjumper. It was just, that was like all I saw. And then literally one day I was like, oh my god, there's one Ratchet here. It was the Prime line. That's what it was, because it got him. And I was like, oh, I have a Prime Ratchet. Holy crap. And then, but yeah, it just seemed like it was a lot of stuff that Stu didn't want. And I was like, crap, why can't I just find one damn thing off of his list? But it would just literally be a lot of the same 2 or 3 figures, and then that I just it seems like as weird as it is, and Alex who's like he's on the other coast of Florida and probably about 2 or 3 hours away. It seems like he finds everything like close by. And first, quite often, he's I feel like he's been one of the first people to report seeing stuff
Uh-huh.
a number of times. But over here, it's just like Tampa just seems to be crap for that. I mean, it's weird that it's like that because Tampa's a big city, and you'd think that.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
I am chomping at the bit to get a Thundertron.
Oh, yes.
I really want a Thundertron. He looks
Agreed.
so good. And it's just like, I don't think I'm ever going to see him in a UK store. And
No,
part of
and
me really
hey.
wants to support UK, the UK distribution and everything. I'm trying to
Yeah,
use online less and try and use more stores, but it's just not happening.
there was a bit of a real online dialogue about this, wasn't there? About 4 months ago. All
Yeah.
to get
Somebody
together
put
and
up
say,
a very well worded and very, polite and well presented argument towards why Hasbro should, treat us better. Thank you.
I just don't see. It doesn't make any sense to me. I know I don't understand business, but there's more people in the rest of the world than there is in the United States. So why not sell to the rest of the world? I just don't understand.
These guys don't want that lion that turns into a pirate. That's stupid.
Give them some
Well,
fun
that's
to
also
see.
it's the
Give
same
them more
company
bubbles.
too that also didn't give a two shits about releasing a toy called what?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, yeah. We'll put stickers over all the names.
They won't tear them off or anything.
No,
No.
it's not like I got mine at Auto Assembly from Kapow Toys and they'd already peeled the labels. I was actually upset about that. I was
Feeling
on the verge of complaining to Andy or Grimmy and just going, hey, I wanted to peel them.
Yep.
Like a
I
scratch
remember you
card.
were like, they peeled the labels already. He was so bummed.
Yeah. Peel the label on the box that I'm going to throw away anyway, but that's not the point.
There was wasn't there like 20 some odd different?
Yeah,
box
it's like
itself?
the front of the box was like 2 or 3 labels. Then there was the bio on the back. Then there was the any other mention of his name. Then I think they changed the fact that his bio said that he spazzes out or something.
Yeah.
It really went over the top with it.
Great.
Whenever,
Oh man.
But this is the point I was leading to. Hasbro have, for whatever reason, seem to be throttling back on what's available to us. So, like a lot of people, I've gone elsewhere.
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, before we move into where else we've all gone to, I do want to quickly just run through. It has not been Hasbro's year.
Oh, hell no.
It really hasn't. They've had PR nightmare after PR nightmare. And in some cases, I think they've... This is just my own personal opinion on this one. I think they've cut down more on the toy line than they should have, than they could have reasonably done so.
Yeah.
I've had a play with some of the more recent Transformers toys, the Fall of Cybertron being the major one that jumps out, and I am horrified to find that the plastic on
It
those
is
toys
awful.
it's not a million miles away from Poundland knockoff plastic.
No, it is why I haven't actually splurged out on any FOC toy apart from Shockwave, because I don't want toys that are £14 that are going to break so easily.
Mhm.
I mean, he's already got stress marks on him, and I barely touch him.
Yeah, my G2 Bruticus, as much as he is lovely,
Mm.
There's some stress marks on the gun that goes with Dart Onslaught, and that happened
Yeah.
first time I pegged it on his back.
Yikes.
Yeah. I have several Prime toys where the peg holes for the weaponry are actually too small or too big to fit the weaponry in. And when I try, the stress marks appear, and I just think I'm not going to risk this. I can understand what they're saying. Plastic's getting more expensive, but the toys have gone up in price and the quality has gone down. So that actually just tells me that they've just put the quality down and put the price up.
Yeah. Well,
So the size.
yep, they've become smaller as
Yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
I think they've cut down. They've gone too far with the cutting down. I understand that. Yeah, these toys were created during the Great Economic Depression, which apparently we're all coming out of now. But we'll see.
First, I feel like it to me, but
No, it doesn't. But to me, it feels like Hasbro's pushed too far down one way. It's like they've bunkered themselves in, waiting for an oncoming storm. Is the best way I can put it.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
sort of storm windowed the entire house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm interested to
Every
see.
inch they could storm window. Let's storm window.
I was waiting for the Grimlock to turn up, and I was really looking forward to the Grimlock to turn up. And I thought, you know something, this Grimlock's probably going to be the thing that turns me around on this, the thing that gets me buying the toys again.
Yeah.
Oh no, I ain't touching that.
Well, that's interesting because I'll be honest, the stuff I've seen, I'm interested in. I'm chomping at the bit if Hasbro will give me the opportunity to get the Fall of Cybertron Soundwave or Sound Blaster.
Yeah, I do want to get one of those molds, and I really want to get Rumble and Frenzy because they are my favorite G1 Transformers, and this is like the only iteration I'm probably going to be able to get them in from Hasbro itself. I mean, I do have the Perfect Effect ones, but again, availability, and are they going to fall apart when I get them out of the packet?
Well, that's exactly it. It's the idea of spending the current Voyager price on something, and then not being worried to go near it in case the thing falls apart.
Yeah, I was highly taken aback because at first, when Kapow put up like the pre-orders, it was like, oh, they're 35 quid. I was just like, what? It seemed like a massive jump.
35 quid for something the size of the classics Grimlock.
No, he's a lot bigger.
Is he?
Yeah, they're a lot bigger. Give me two, I'll see if I can find some pictures.
Okay.
But they are bigger. They're sort of, what's the best way to put it? They're sort of comparable to maybe older Voyagers, if not slightly bigger.
Are you sure?
Like Inferno,
give me two. You guys keep chatting. I'll see what I can find.
I mean, I bought Cyberverse Commander Skyquake. Now, you're not going to, Cyberverse Commander range obviously is going to be a bit cheaper, but I paid retail for him, which was $8.99 because I just wanted one to go with my Dreadwing, and he was the only one I'd found. I pulled him out of the packet, like really gently, and both of his legs fell off because they were so badly molded they couldn't stay on, and I had to spend ages fixing them. And I was thinking, okay, fair enough, it's a Cyberverse Commander, but it's still £10 that I didn't have to spend.
Yeah, well, that kind of similar with the G2 Bruticus. I've pulled that out of the box, and I've had to I've had to go at it with a craft knife in places. Not a huge amount of places, I'll admit.
Yeah, my Deluxe Knockout had.
But on the other hand, Hasbro has done a few great things this year. Not good, great.
The Furby.
Astounding. Oh, Jesus. You keep that possessed thing away from me.
He's great.
It's evil in furry form.
But just think, though, if they sell enough Furbies, they might have enough money to make Transformers more decent. So I'm just doing my part.
They make Star Wars and Marvel toys.
Keep telling yourself.
I don't think Furbies are going to change to the...
here's Luke Skywalker with a slightly different set of hair and dirt on his clothes.
And an ankle holster.
Okay.
And an ankle holster.
And a big ankle holster. This is a must.
They started releasing this year the blind packed crayons. This to me is the greatest thing Hasbro's done in years.
Yeah, especially the fact that they transform.
I can't stop. I have an addiction.
You and blind packs, man.
I know.
You and blind packs.
I know. It's not good. It really isn't good.
But blind bags, they are a great idea. I mean, you look at Lego, they're on Series 9, which they released, like a month after Series 8, and they're just selling out everywhere.
I thought Series 8 was the latest. I didn't know 9 was out.
Neither did I, and then suddenly 9.
It just hit like that. It was just bang out.
Yeah.
It was quite surprising. I mean, I actually bought a Built to Rule Armada Megatron just so I could have something for my crayons to stand on. Built to Rule. I bought Built to Rule. I'm so ashamed. I mean, the crayon stuff has been absolutely superb, every inch of the way. I love it. They're just fantastic. Is anybody else getting crayons?
I am. Yeah.
I've sort of died off.
Yeah, ditto. I was really excited about it. First, honestly, I wouldn't mind even selling the ones I have now, because of Lego. I got into Lego, and then it was like, oh wow, the quality on the Creo stuff is really quite crap. To be fair, Lego's been around forever. They've got this stuff down, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not so keen on the Creo stuff anymore. But become just such a Lego whore. It's scary.
The only
The
thing
worst.
really-
And I just lost my job. I just got laid off, so it's like the worst time to be into Lego. It's like,
Oh,
no.
Well, this is an interesting thing because 2012 has been the year where Lego, in our maybe just in our little sort of area of fandoms, but I think it's slightly more widespread than that. People have gone nuts for Lego this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of it has been down to, well, I know certainly for Slick, it's Monster Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that-
That has really fired Slick's imagination. She loves them. Yeah, I know I'm putting words in her mouth at this point, but she does. She loves them.
Well, yeah, and you bought me. I think you bought more of the sets than I did. I was like
Well.
thinking, like, yeah, I got those two on my own. I got that one. But yeah, that was if I found there was one particular Star Wars set I really wanted and could not find, and it was saying it was out of stock on stores everywhere. And just lo and behold, Saturday night I popped into Walmart and they had literally one just sitting there amongst the sort of wreckage of the post-Christmas shelves.
What
And-
what set was it?
It's the Land Speeder set, and it was normally $25, and it was on sale for $12. I didn't even know it was on sale, so it was like, oh. So that's the first non-Monster Fighter set I've got, and I'm really quite taken with that too. But it's like, oh great, just what I need is another set to be into. But yeah, it's
Do any
every time there's a new set that neither of us want, I'm kind of secretly grateful for that. It's like,
do any of you guys have
house Lego.
a Lego store near you?
No,
Nope.
no.
I didn't even know such a thing existed until I spoke
There-
to Matt, and now I am quite jealous.
There's a
Some-
mall about like 20 minutes away from me
Oh,
that has a Lego store,
Mm,
God.
and I
Mm.
just walk in there and I'm like, in the window, they at one point, now that they have a different featured Star Wars one, but at one point they had the Super Star Destroyer,
Oh my God.
and it was like $500, and I was like, oh my god, this thing is the length of a coffee table. Yeah, I want it, but I have nowhere to put it right now. But still, I want it. It's on
Well,
my
I have a coffee
things to
table, but
get
it's covered with other Lego.
Well, weirdly enough, it
But
wasn't.
the Super Star Destroyer comes with a tiny little Star Destroyer to go next to it.
Oh, no.
Oh God.
Was it really? I didn't know that. Holy cow. Lego, stop being so awesome. There's
Twitch.
several
Never.
Lego stores in Florida, but they're not like close to me. There's one, well, Legoland is like an hour away. That's the thing. So there's a
Yeah.
store there.
We're already planning to honeymoon there.
Yeah, not
don't
even
even
like kidding. That's the scary thing. It's
So jealous. So angrily jealous.
If I open up my case and you're in there and all my clothes are gone, I'm going to be very angry at it.
Not for long, because I'll wave something at you. I don't know what yet.
Stick.
A bag of Urukai.
Hmm.
Don't hate me.
like, oh, that would easily distract him, very much so.
Just throw them over to the other side of the room and make
Yes,
my
He
escape.
would go scrambling for them. Yes.
You make it sound like I'm obsessed with building a giant Urukai army.
You are.
Yeah.
Oh, lies.
I was-
Lies!
You and Adam love army building. You find you want to
Mhm.
army build.
Yes. It's why I've got 12 swamp monsters. Help me.
Oh, you do? Do you seriously have 12 of them?
Help me.
Seriously?
Wow, that's a bit extreme.
Help.
Oh,
Even
Mm.
I think that's a bit extreme, dude.
Swamp Creature and the Mummy sets are on clearance at Target right now.
Don't tell me that. I'll just start sending carrier pigeons with money at you.
Is the Swamp Monster one that looks like the mer people from Stingray?
Yes.
Right. Gotcha.
He's so
He's
cool.
a cute little guy. I like him.
And now I have a Lego Cthulhu to lead them.
So you have like a freaking ton of the altars as well, don't you?
Yes. I might have built a
Wait,
beach.
I did see something online last night, just in searching for a new wallpaper. It said something about Lego Cthulhu, and it was like when I started doing the search, you know how it fills in the rest, like options for, and it said like Lego Cthulhu directions, and I'm like, or instructions. Sorry, instructions.
Mhm.
So it's like build a Lego Cthulhu, and I'm like, oh.
Link me. I'm not
I
kidding.
did think.
I just started twitching. I'm not joking.
Oh my
Okay.
lord.
Stop twitching. It'll be okay.
So yeah, I think we should move away from Lego before I start giving myself an
Well,
aneurysm.
There is something I did want to mention with Hasbro and what they've done this year.
Hmm.
They've brought back combiners.
Yes, they have.
Very true.
Now, I have myself a G2 Bruticus,
Hmm.
and despite the flaws, which I sit there and look at, he is a good figure. He's, as I say, he's flawed. He's various flaws, but he's still a very good figure. It shows what Hasbro have to work with.
Yeah. Well,
They don't sit there going, we can charge 70 quid for this because people will just buy it anyway because we're the third party group. It's like, no. This is what we have to work with when we have safety issues, we have budgetary issues, etc., etc. And I think he came out pretty good.
I think the greatest thing about that figure is it's a combiner now that has all 5 individual characters instead of repainting 2.
Mhm.
Oh.
And it still has Scramble City mode.
Yes, if you don't like how he's built, or how they say you should build it, you can go, well, I'll stick this link here.
I do hope that as Hasbro has more money to play with, or allow themselves more money to play with, it, they return to this. I do think that the Bruticus has sold well, hasn't it?
From what I'm seeing, I know there's people who have got a few.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people have been like buying the SDCC version, then buying the G2 version, and then buying the retail version,
Mhm.
mostly because they're worried about breaking their expensive version. But I think as a figure, I think it's done well. I'd have to see some figures.
I'm hoping it has, because I'm hoping that as time goes on, it's something they return to.
Definitely.
Bring me my damn Abominus.
I'm just kind of happy they did Bruticus right off the bat because that's me happy.
Hmm. But dude, what if they did a G2 Superion?
Oh man, then he could battle with my big bad Dudicus.
Yeah, all those blues, man. Those blues and reds and golds.
And that's all that's important in this scenario, is somebody to battle my big bad Morphin Dudicus.
I love that advert so very, very much.
You have to. You can't hate it.
There's so much joy. So is there anything anybody else wants to say toy line wise? Any other toy lines that people have jumped on this year or found interesting?
Turtles.
Turtles.
Turtles is worth a mention. I only own a Raph, but man, do I love him.
That's a very good point, actually. This is the year that Turtles came back, and so far has done better than Thundercats.
Which is the other line I was going to want to mention.
Yes.
Because you got them for £1 a piece.
Yeah, let's just get that out of the way. Thundercats really died this year.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Evident to the fact that I bought all of Wave 1 of the figures, so that's 7 figures, for the price of 1 figure at retail.
That's unreal.
It's shocking. I cannot believe how cheap they've been sold for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know roughly how home bargains work because I work at an alternative discount store. I'll mention no names. And I see how much we pay for stuff, and then I know how much we sell it on for.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there going, if they're selling it for £1, holy crap.
Well, they'd be buying it for in bulk, wouldn't they?
But even in bulk, seeing the prices,
Mm-hmm.
even in bulk, they're still going to be getting it at a ridiculously low price.
Just out of interest, do they buy it straight from the manufacturer or do they buy it from other retailers?
It varies because I know in my place we've got a whole bunch of Dark of the Moon figures in,
Okay.
but they're American Dark of the Moon figures, which adds to the confusion further. But I'm pretty sure they're getting them from Bandai Direct
Right.
because, and yet again, this seems like a random fact to drop. When I was looking up on the website, where trying to find out if they had them online, you could buy a box of 12, and it had a Bandai box as the picture.
Right. So,
So I think they've been buying them direct from Bandai, which kind of is a bad sign of how bad it went.
yeah.
But after I got them, it kind of shows maybe why.
Yeah, they're not great toys.
No, oh god, there's so many bad variances.
Giant magnets on the back of the head.
Yeah, here's a hint for future. If you're going to do some sort of gimmick, and I'm sure I've said this before, if you're going to do a gimmick, make sure it doesn't fuck the figure up to do it.
They won't notice this large square in her hair in the back.
Yeah, let's just mold the hair around that, and then attach it.
But
to
we
the
won't
hair.
paint it the same color as the hair or anything.
It's only Chitara. She doesn't need to look anywhere.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's honestly what it's like. She has the giant, she has the block for a magnet coming out the back of her head, and it's molded into the hair. There's an actual square hole in the hair, and then that's glued down to that, which is then glued to her head. So my one actually looks slightly down. I keep wanting to look at her, going, "Cheer up, love. It's not that bad. It could be worse."
So, Turtles.
Yeah, Turtles. There's another interesting one then, because it seems like they've put all the effort into the brothers and then gone, well, fuck the rest.
Well, it's got a weird one, the Turtles line, hasn't it? It's they've had money to make the wave with, rather than money to make each figure with.
Yeah, so they've spent slightly more on the budget on the Turtles.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't see a problem with.
Mm-hmm. It just seems a bit of a shame when you've got these Turtles that are all wonderfully articulated and beautiful figures. Because I've got Raph and I love him. Absolutely love him. But part of me almost doesn't want to get the other guy, some of like the bad guys and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, well, they're going to look waz.
Yeah.
They're going to have no articulation compared to this dude flipping out all over the place.
Strangely, I realize now I mentioned it Alex earlier. I didn't mean Mr. Milne, who's joined us here, but Jazz Santee, Alex. Well, I said that he's here in Florida, but he always seems to get stuff first. Like he's just tweeted stuff like, "Oh, some of the 2013 Hero Factory sets are out too," and then he just tweeted a picture. Blimey, look at this rare beauty. Thought this species toy line was extinct in the wild, and it's a picture of the Krang from the new Turtles line. So,
So that's
strangely, it doesn't. You can just tell looking in the picture, it doesn't look like it would be, amazing. I know it's hard to tell from a photo, but
Oh, I know what you mean.
what you have with Raph, it doesn't look like it would be on a par with that.
It's very spindly and cheap looking, the Krang figure.
Yes. It's
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
And it's just like lack of articulation. It's like his arms move up and down. It's one of them kind of ones.
Yeah.
But it just seems like a bit of a weird one for toys lately.
Yeah, well, once again, it's down to the way that the economy's working at the moment. I think this new Turtles line is going to be one that goes out and carries on going for quite some time yet. Is anybody watching the cartoon?
Oh, yes.
It's awesome.
Absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit I haven't seen any episodes for quite some time now.
Oh, man.
Not because I
Well,
haven't...
you weren't overly fond of it, were you, from the outset?
No, it doesn't sing to me the way it sings to other people. But
Well, this is also the very first Turtles thing I've ever seen. I never saw any of the movies or any of the other previous shows or anything,
Mhm.
so it's all...
Yeah.
But I love it.
The 2002 series, right there. I miss it. I miss it so badly. Right, anything else anybody wants to bring up?
Anything TV-wise that's taken anybody's interest?
Oh, God.
New
Legend
World?
of Korra.
TV stuff.
Oh, I need to watch Legend of Korra.
Yeah, same here.
Awesome.
Need to get
I
on
hear
to
I'm
that
not
so
one.
one
many
for-
good things.
I'm not one for downloading stuff off the net to watch.
My
because
lord.
I really,
Who would do that? That's a terrible action.
It
People
is
should
terrible.
be burned.
and I hate doing it, but when there's no freaking
Other way to see something. Mm-hmm.
yeah, way to see something, like I didn't get to watch all of Thundercats because they don't play it up here. I had to watch some of it online, and like even with Prime, they don't play it as often. Now we're finally getting it, but I was like, fuck it, I can't not watch Legend of Korra now because I was on a huge Avatar high, and I was like, I watched all 3 seasons again. I'm like, I want to see the next one. I watched it, and I was like, oh my god, it's so good. And then the last episode, I'm like, manly tears. I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. When's the next season of this coming out? I need it now.
So yeah, it is something that I'm trying to convince Slick to watch.
Oh, it's so good.
It's one of those ones where it's just like, I think we should watch this next. Well, we'll see how it goes. I don't want to put too much pressure.
Well, what did I just say to you last night, Stu? I would give them a go. I told you this like several
What?
times. Good bloody hell, you and your memory. Yeah, right.
Oh, come on, give me a break. No, I don't have
Mm.
the best memory in the world.
But you
I'm
remember
excited.
that
It's a
surely
show.
last night that I've told you I would watch. I would give Avatar a go, and I would
Good.
give. There was another one. I forget which one.
I can't remember what I said for the other one.
It's not generally my cup of, but I mean, I'll give them a go. It's not like yeah. I watched all of Forza with you, Forza or whatever.
Oh
and,
God.
like,
Oh God.
yeah, I made
Yeah,
that, and that
we
was like
managed to get our way through
50
that.
episodes. That's a lot. So.
Young Miss Becker, is there any TV series that's jumped out at you this year? Just
A Bad Way, the BBC finale of Merlin, absolutely insulted me in a good
Ooh,
way.
I knew you
American.
didn't like it. I didn't know you'd gone that far.
Oh, I despise it with as someone
Oh, she's
who
not
watched
alone in
her
that
first
either.
episode 5 years ago, stuck with the show for 5 years, and this is my payoff. Really? It sticks in my craw. I'm like Adam with Prometheus. I could go on and on.
Rage.
Right, yeah. But on the good side of things, American Horror Story has really
Oh yes.
That's what I was going to mention too. Yes. Oh.
yeah,
Just sit quietly
absolutely
in the corner.
amazing. I've been watching it with my mum because my dad hates like horror stuff, and each episode we just look at each other at the end and go, well, it can't get any worse now, and then it does.
Have you got
It's
yourself?
funny because Adam and I have been watching it. It's like every time an episode ends, we both go, "Oh," because
Yeah.
we're so sucked into it, we don't realize it's almost over, and it's like
Yeah.
crap.
Have you
So,
found yourself
that's
doing
coming
the? Oh, of course. Yet. Where something happens and you just sit there and you're stunned and mind blown, and you just have the only response you've got is, "Of course."
Yeah.
I was hoping it was going to
several
be in an
cases.
M. Bison style.
No. I think
Of course.
I think the highlight of it's been trepanning. Of course.
Of course. My favourite
lots
bit of
more
it,
than
like
that.
without spoiling or anything, was the lamp with the nipples. Since we saw that, me and mum just went,
Excuse me, what?
what?
That's oh yeah.
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 Yeah, that was
Without spoiling, there is a sequence where two people are sitting in a room talking to each other, and then you have the realization that the nun is possibly the worst of the two.
Yes.
And he
One-
is sitting there going, "Oh Jesus Christ! How did I get to
and the other
sympathize?"
one is a former SS.
Yeah, it's you're sitting
Yeah.
there sympathizing
Yeah.
with a Nazi war criminal. You just, oh God,
Yeah.
how did we get to this point?
It's.
Mm.
I also like the way it's taken the actors from the first series and then just plonked them in the second, because it feels almost like you've gone to the theatre. You're seeing the same troupe but with a different story, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when it was coming back, Slick mentioned that, and it was just like, really? That's kind of a different thing to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
it works.
I
It does show the
love it.
range of acting as well.
Well, and if you can, I mean, let's face it, if you can have Jessica Lange in something, why would you not do it?
Agreed.
Exactly.
Agreed.
She's a goddess in so many ways.
I think we'll move on with the following sentence. I've decided you can be my mummy.
Oh, Zachary Quinto is awesome. But otherwise, on TV as well, I would have to say Walking Dead's been amazing. Sons of Anarchy had another blowing season. Anarchy wins ripping your heart out and pissing on it moment of the year as far as TV, far and away. That's all I'll say, because
It's just such a damn fine series, and it just keeps getting better. It's not dipped. It's not like, well, we're on season 5, and well, we're kind of running out of ideas. No, it just keeps going and going and going.
It's a bit stressful to watch because
Yeah.
it's 5 years of emotional investment in these characters. People generally you shouldn't like at all anyway.
We keep saying it week after week, don't we, baby? You should not like these characters.
And the situation, it just gets worse. Like, it just amps up. Like, Becca said with American Horror Story, it's like, but this is 5 years worth. And it's like, oh God, I almost don't want to watch because like my stress level is just going through the roof because I'm so worried what's going to happen to these people that don't exist. But it's so good.
And I shouldn't care. They're horrible people. They're criminals. They regularly beat people, and they're distributing, they're shipping drugs and guns. And it's like, you should hate them. you should sit there going, I'm really glad that happened to them because they're fucking scumbags. But they keep showing their human side, and it's so good.
And I think any show or movie that can take the bad guy who does genuinely bad things and makes you feel sorry for them is possibly the most successful.
Yeah. Because that's down to good writing and good acting, which is not easy, you know. Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it's time we're going to draw this to a close because it's gone on a bit longer than I originally envisioned. But that's what happens when A, it's us, and B, we.
I was about to say it's us.
It's us, and we all like to chatter. We does. We all like to.
We has a good old gas. What's wrong with having a good old gas?
Bit of a banter, lad. A bit of a banter.
About stuff and things.
Stuff and things. Stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
Yeah. Bit of a banter. Oh, aye.
Why am I a pirate? I don't even know anymore.
You better start believing in stew stories.
You live in one. Actually, I've just had a thought. Can I get everybody to just give me their highlight of this year? Be it personal, be it from TV, just something that they've really enjoyed doing this year or happening this year.
Crikey.
Skyfall.
Oh, I still want to see that.
Skyfall.
I saw it 4 times.
Wow. I heard this morning that there was only like 3 movies that hit the billion, made in the billions this year with a B, and that was one of them. And that one only just came out in November, so that's pretty amazing. Considering I think the other ones were ones that came out like Avengers, which came out last May, and actually April over there, and so that's pretty awesome. We need to see Skyfall.
Yeah, let's add that to the list.
Yes, definitely.
I'm thinking mildly and wildly here. Becca.
Mine would be a week before the Avengers came out at the cinema. I was taken into hospital and I stayed sort of semi-hospitalized for 3 months. So I completely missed my chance to see it at the cinema, and that was actually more upsetting to me than the operation itself because I've been looking forward to it for ages. So my highlight of the year was strolling into Sainsbury's one bright crisp Monday morning, picking up my DVD, running to the till, buying it, and going straight home to watch it. That was my highlight of the year.
Oh, and then you also had the gag reel to watch too, which is awesome.
Did I? Is that on the DVD?
Did you have the gag reel on the DVD or whatever? Or
I don't think so. I've got the
unless it was on the
DVD.
Blu-ray.
It's very very bare boned.
I hate when they only put stuff on the Blu-rays anymore.
You said gag reel, and my brain instantly went to Tony Stark's House of Ribs.
Hey, who's the blonde chick? I don't know. I hope she likes ribs.
But yeah, that was pretty good. What about Alex?
Alex was Skyfall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mine was August 30th. I think Stu can tell you why. Seriously, Stu.
I'm terrible with dates. You know this.
What's the biggest thing that happened to us this year?
Well, we met. We finally, one of us flew over the ocean, and we met in a very real and physical sense.
But I didn't mean that, actually. That was in May. Yes, that was. But something else happened subsequently on August 30th.
What did you do on August 30th, Stu? You initiated it.
I proposed. Was it the 30th? I'm terrible with dates.
That's what it was.
Fucking me. I'm terrible with dates. It's like an actual physical disability.
Yes. Yes, that was the highlight. The meeting was probably more of a highlight, I suppose. Yeah, in a way. They both were in different ways. Finally meeting after being together for, now we've been together 2 years, and then getting engaged, so definitely.
That's awesome.
It's nice to know that my friend will still mock me for my terrible remembrance of dates. Thank you, Adam. Well, I remember, go fuck yourself.
I'm sorry. It hurts. So, Stu, pick your words carefully here. What was your highlight of the year?
Well, obviously meeting Slick and getting engaged.
Well, there we go.
It was kind of an obvious one.
But as we've had that answer, what other highlights do you have?
Let's see. Obviously, there was Avengers, which I got to see with my lovely fiance twice.
The lovely Mrs. Slicker.
The lovely Mrs. Slicker. I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, I suppose this year it's been apart from those, it's been a very quiet year for the stew.
Mhm.
Not a lot has happened really. Maybe that's a good thing.
And I think with that, then we're going to draw this to a close because time is really starting to get on, and we've actually been at this for quite some time.
But Adam, you didn't answer that question though.
Didn't I? Oh Christ! I found Lego.
Makes it sound like you found religion. I found Lego.
I found Lego.
You let
It is
Lego
the
into your life?
shining beacon of joy in this dull and relentless, crushing inevitability of life that I have.
At this point, we probably could form a Lego religion.
Other than that,
Holy brick.
I have had a reasonable year, I suppose. Not entirely sure. Anyhow, yes, I'm just going to go for I found Lego.
There you go. That sounds good.
Yes,
Hallelujah.
that works for me.
If I didn't have Stu in my life, that would have been my highlight of the year, actually. So
There are some personal things which I could bring up, but they take too long to explain, so I'm just going to leave them alone.
Did you hear, ladies and gentlemen? I rate just above Lego. Hallelujah.
Oh,
stop it.
you-
At least I remember what day we got engaged.
You know I've got a terrible memory with dates. You know this.
Stu, you're in a rating system all of your own.
You're all.
This is true.
You all suck.
You're on the Stu rating.
Except Alex. Alex doesn't seem to be mocking me for my lack of dates memory. So thank you for that, Alex. That's appreciated.
And I think Alex's connection has gone all rubbish.
Yeah, his connection's going. I think that might be the only reason he's not mocking you, baby.
Well, I will take it that he is not mocking me. Stop ruining it for me.
Right, well, with that, I think it's time to start bringing this to a close.
I can come back to mock him
Feel free to mock.
because I was sitting here just being quiet going, when you proposed, I knew it. Why didn't you?
Why does the world hate me?
But Stu, Alex Mill knew that. That's kind of awesome, you know?
That is, but now it's been ruined because he taunts me. I'm gonna go cry somewhere. Hey, you all.
Aww.
We were used to.
Too late now.
Right, for the fourth
Don't
and
cry,
final
I'll
time.
give you a hug.
Okay, that's accepted. Thank you.
Oh God, I want to see this.
No, you've had your chance.
Oh, I want to see Stu
It
and
belongs
Alex
to
hug.
me now.
Oh my lord.
Alex, you meant to shout out there, I belong to nobody.
Wish I could say that, but I think James owns my soul.
After the wonderful story you told us about the first time you read a James script, I believe you. I believe you. So, we're now going to draw this to a close. So before I go, I want everybody to just quickly throw out where people can find the all on the internet if they so wish to converse with you. We'll start with Slick.
I do a podcast. We've been on a hiatus, but we still have the podcast, The Random Fandom, which is on the Nerdsphere Network sites, and we have a Facebook page, and I am on Facebook, and I'm on the Twitter as Ms. Slick. It's all one word, MS Slick. So
Ah, you're on the Twitter.
I am on the Twitter.
Ah, Twitter.
Yes,
Better than Potter.
and on the Book of Fice as well.
The Book of Fias. And the book,
Sort of, yes.
the Book of Fias. You're on Fias book.
I'm on who's on the
Yes.
book at Fierce League. Man, it's fairly canny league.
It's day 34 in Facebook.
How weird, man. Somebody has just like your status.
Stu's got bored and started eating one of the cannibals. So,
Man, he tastes funny, league.
Stu,
Might have been a clown.
oh jeez. Stu, where can people find you on the internet?
You could probably find me in the rehab for bad accents. But obviously you know where to find me on the old R House. I'm a regular on there. But on the Twitter, you can find me as @DarkAges, spelled how I usually spell it. And
Nice.
yeah, that's about it. I'm at Potter About on Facebook, but I generally don't upset people who I don't know on there. Nothing personal.
It's understandable. Becca,
It's just how I roll.
it's how you roll at day 34 of the Fiasbook.
Man, it's Canny League. Somebody sends us a friend request and I go, I didn't know you, mate. Get away.
Well, if we're going to go down the bad accents route, you see this cup, Stu? This cup that I'm holding, right?
You know what? That's something we didn't even mention. How funny.
Yeah, oh well. You see, well, anyhow, this cup, do you know what the fun thing about
Yes.
this cup is?
I see the cup.
This cup is not my bud.
It's not his butt. Not my butt.
Not my bud. Not my bud. This cup is not my bud. Becca, where can people find you on the internet?
On Twitter, they can find me at MaryDoxy, all one word. And on YouTube, they can find me, it's slightly long, but it's all one word, Professor Moriarty X, although my reviews are actually called Metal Tester. And I've recently started doing a podcast with my good friend Tony called Nerdflix, which you can find on iTunes.
Ah, the competition.
No, not
We
competition.
must break you.
We must raise you up and break you.
To be honest, after I've been threatened with acid and a pointy stick, I'm very, very dubious about this whole
You
relationship.
merely adopted podcasting. We were born in it.
Once we have decided to break you, we shall allow you to die.
Are you talking into a glass to sound like Bane, or did that just sort of happen?
I'll tell you what I'm talking into. Not my bud.
Not my butt.
Okay.
Not talking into my bud.
Not my butt.
And Alex, thank you so much
Yes.
for being part of this catastrophe as it rambles along close to the cliffs, threatening to fall over but never does. Where can people find you on the Tinternets, if you so wish to tell them?
Let's see. Well, I'm on Twitter also at Marker Guru. And if you want to check out my gallery, it's for art. It's markerguru.deviantart.com. So you can go look at the pictures and be like, that sucks.
Pretty
and
pictures.
Be like, okay.
And just
Shrug my shoulders.
and just so I sound really creepy, I follow you there as well.
I sensed an evil presence.
Less evil and more malignant, I think. Just not as much the Star Wars Emperor and more of the Emperor's New Groove. And I think with that, we're going to close this down for the night. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much to everyone who's been part of the panel to talk about the year gone by. We hope that you've had a reasonable 2012, and I hope that 2013 brings you everything you'll ever need. We will see you in the new year, where I do believe the first thing we're going to be doing when we come back is taking on those Moonbase 2 upstarts in a head-to-head quiz. Bring it on.
Pub quiz style, son. Boom!
Yeah, bring it on, Andy.
Goodness
Bring
gracious.
it on. I believe that the winner actually gets to have Mikey. Read into that what you will.
Why would you want to have that?
Boom.
Ooh. Cover him in gold. Ooh.
I love gold.
Yeah.
Because he's a paleontologist.
He's a paleo Hitler from Wales.
Oh,
And we love Mikey.
he's not from Wales, he's from Ireland.
Nope, he's from Wales. He's the king of Wales.
But right now, though, he's screaming.
Oh, yes, that's true.
But right now, though, he's screaming at his iPod or mobile phone, whatever it is he uses to listen to podcasts. And this brings me joy. So with that, we're out of here. Thank you very much to everyone, and we will see you in the new year. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
It's time to light the music. It's time to play the night. But anyhow, moving on then. So, 2012 has been a year of many ups and downs, and it's had many...
Phone calls, apparently.
Okay.
If it's Stan Lee, come on, get it. If it's Stan Lee. And then he can
Stan
tell
Lee?
you about the day he invented paper.
No.
You can tell me about the day they invented Transformers.
Yes.
I remember the day I created
Oh, God,
Transformers.
nothing goes.
I was sitting there looking at a radioactive Spider-Man, and I thought, he needs a sidekick. One that turns into a truck.
I'm gonna go take 5
It
minutes.
never dies.
Well,
He has been designated. Oh, for God's sakes!
what is it? Basically,
Dirt rocks.
And then the
Clean alternative to hot rocks.
the cat ends up looking at you just going, "The fuck, dude? That's where I got poop."
That's like the idea of rolling up dirt rocks. Urgh. I'm desperate. Don't judge me. Urgh. Are you smoking the cat shit again? Don't judge me.
Oh, that's the good bits, man. That's the surprising bits in the middle.
They use camel shit to make cigars. I can get high off the cat.
I swear that man comes in every day and buys 2 bags of cat litter. How many cats does he have?
You see him there, like wiping catnip over his face in the middle of the street. But anyway, I'm recording. So, shall we get this on the road?
Can do.
ha 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 ha.